Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am going to talk about the top 5 moments Doctor Who appeared in other media that should be like, films or TV shows or whatever. Other media is like other pop culture. So alright, let's talk about the first example, which is going to be Family Guy. Alright, the first example is going to be one which is pretty interesting. I mean, Family Guy has a lot of different, jokes about Doctor Who, but there are two that I really liked and really found funny. So alright, the first example is Doctor Who farted. Yeah, typical Family Guy humor there, but it is actually a scene where obviously the family watches TV and there's this episode of Doctor Who, but the TARDIS is a bit stinky, and funny thing is, David Tennant actually voiced the Doctor here, which is really nice.
We now return to Doctor Who Farted.
Doctor, the alien attack has begun. We've got to return to the 21st century.
We can't go into the time machine right now.
But they're going to kill us all.
All right, just 1 second. So, how was your weekend?
Alright, the second example is going to be when Peter Griffin is actually traveling in the Millennium Falcon, which is probably one of the Star Wars episodes, and he is doing a hyperdrive, but the hyperdrive or the stars around the hyperdrive are very different. It's obviously a Doctor Who opening sequence, which is obviously very funny. But the most important little thing of this opening sequence or this Family Guy clip is because they're actually making fun of the retro or the aesthetic or the original intro of the Fourth Doctor, which is really funny. It's pretty retro, but hey, gotta love it, man. Alright, the second example from obviously Doctor Who appearing in other media is going to be Fantastic Beasts and also Doctor Who. So let's watch the clip.
Hello?
Is Pudsey there?
Pudsey. Pudsey. Ah, yes. Green fella, 5 tentacles, constantly screaming.
No, that's not him.
Semi-invisible. Beard. Squirts ink out of his belly button.
No, he's a large...
Shh. Let me guess.
This is where Newt Scamander and also the 12th Doctor call each other. Obviously, this was a little skit for some kind of, children's in need or a, special celebration, Red Nose Day probably, I'm not quite sure. But it was a special, little episode that they made for, I'm not quite sure, for a good cause probably. So there we go. That's really funny. It's really great to have two British icons, calling each other, which is really freaking fantastic. So let's talk about the main example, and the reason why I wanted to make this video is because Doctor Who appeared in Young Sheldon, which is really interesting. So young Sheldon, or Sheldon himself, Sheldon Cooper, needs to go to the toilet, but there's this porta potty in his garden and he goes over there, but he's afraid and he tries to become the Doctor, which is really interesting.
Body may have been weak, but my mind was strong. I just needed to think about this situation in a different way. Instead of a porta potty, it was a TARDIS. Instead of Sheldon, I was Doctor Who, whose urine was ready to travel through space and time.
So yes, they're also making fun of the way the TARDIS is shaped, and also the 7th Doctor, I would say, which obviously is played by Sylvester McCoy. I mean, he's a fantastic Doctor. He's pretty funny and pretty energetic, so there we go.
Predictable as ever, gods of Ragnarok. As I think has been said before, I wasn't after. Anyway, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Alright, the next example is going to be from Rick and Morty. Obviously, Rick and Morty is like pretty much a parody on Doctor Who and Back to the Future and stuff like that. But hey, Rick and Morty, there's this scene where Rick is telling the president of the United States of America that he's like all powerful and stuff like that, and he refers back to Doctor Who being everything, you know. Doctor Who can do everything, anything. He can be a clone, he can be a hologram, and Rick also mentions that.
It's cool, Rick. I'm Doctor Who in this motherfucker. I could be a clone. I could be a hologram. We could be clones controlled by robots controlled with special headsets that the real Rick and Morty are wearing while they're f***ing your mother.
But there's also this death battle, which is this YouTube video or this YouTube channel that makes, you know, death battles against pop culture characters. And there was this one with the Doctor and also Rick. And there was this little animation in the episode, which is really interesting. Obviously, it's also about the Doctor fighting off Rick Sanchez. Obviously, two very smart people with the highest IQ ever. But, you know, it was really interesting to see that because I really like that fight, you know. Obviously, the writers of those specific shows want, you know, those specific characters to win. But now it was like a fan making it. So, hey, anything was possible. And obviously, the Doctor outsmarts Rick because the Doctor is like from Gallifrey. He's a Time Lord, man. He is almighty and fantastic. Last but not least, we have the best example ever. The best amazing example ever. This is the example that I really wanted to share with you guys, obviously, and it's Lego Dimensions. Obviously, Doctor Who appeared in Lego Dimensions, and Lego Dimensions is a video game from 2015, where obviously Peter Capaldi voices the 12th Doctor to help out Gandalf, Wildstyle, and Batman. Yes, you heard that right. But Lego Dimensions is also about dimensions, about different realities warping together in one massive video game, and I really love it. So there we go, Doctor Who, Lego Dimensions. Allons-y.
What do we do?
Well, I suggest you mind your heads. Hold on a sec. Not that you have a choice in the matter. You're stuck in a rift group. Come on, don't just sit there. You've got a bunch of monsters to meet.
Who are you? What did you do to us?
Is he always like this, Wildstyle? I assumed I just caught him at a bad time before.
Clearly a copy.
Again? No, like I say, time machine, not a 3D printer. Just give me your grapple gun later. Okay, out you go.
Can someone explain to me what's going on, please?
So yes, Lego Dimensions and Doctor Who, it's fantastic. Alright, but ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Goodbye everyone, or should I say, allons-y, Doctor, I let you go. Bye bye everyone.